Hello, everyone. Welcome to Call to Power, a dark high fantasy game of strife and hope. We are featuring the Starfield setting that is available in the quick start of this game with a little bit of our own personal masonry involved. We want to say real quick thank you so much to Hedron for sponsoring this limited series. You are currently watching the finale, the last episode of our limited run, and I am so very excited. Before we jump into stuff, I do want to remind everyone that Call to Power will be available at PAX Unplugged. If you would like to play this game, be sure to check out PAX Unplugged, type in Call to Power, check out the link there in chat, and get yourself into the game and get your own mysterious and dark high fantasy vibes as well. We're going to go around and introduce everyone at the table. So please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and a little bit about your character that you're playing today. And we'll start with Brandon. Hi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brandon R. Kim. You can find me at that on the social medias. I'll be playing Bishop Barrelmore, an old clergy member of the Glass Saint Iridescent, who is, maybe has a bit of their own priorities here, in the world that we find ourselves in with Call to Power, but we shall see what comes of it.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We'll pop on over to Dan.
Hello, I am Domestic Dan, and you can find me everywhere that is Domestic Dan. Yeah, I was like, I never know how to say those things. It's so weird. I don't know. Find me on socials. It's fine. It's the same name. I play Laith Reed here, a hunter from the Great Forest of Bayona, who is most of his campaign has not enjoyed where he's been. With he's been is fine, but where not so much, because it's all been books, which is dead trees, and concrete, which is usually from dead trees. So yeah, apparently though we're going to be potentially going to his stomping ground here soon. So the finale will be very interesting for my little hunter guy that wants to just be out in the woods again.
Thank you. We'll pop on over to Track. You're muted.
Damn it, it's happened. Hi, I'm Jack, or Draconics. You find all socials at Draconics. It's Draconiques. Today I'm playing Stitches, the very lovable, very kind, very open and sincere fighter with a very wholesome and pleasant backstory and past, and no real inclination towards having their mind affected by anything at all. They're fine with that kind of stuff. Yeah. That's Stitches.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We'll pop on over to Mandy. Hi.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mandy, or the Mandy, all over the internet. My name is the same everywhere. Seriously, just Google me. And I'm playing. See, we're all bad at this. I am playing Beatrix, the mage, who may or may not be mildly traumatized now because of the archivist and being on the blue shard and all of those things. So yeah, we'll see how this next phase goes.
Excellent. As we return back into our game, I'll give a quick recap of what happened last time. The group of you were in Chano, the Azure shard, where the archivist was essentially becoming corrupted. And it is there that you met with them and confronted them as they went under this gross transformation, losing their sense of self and literally exploding into something much fouler. Through your cunning and teamwork, you were able to essentially disrupt this process of undoing and corruption. And the archivist, or at least what remained of them, became the Herald of Stillness, who gave you a warning and some information of the path ahead. You were given a crystalline monocle, the Gnomic lens, framed in silver filigree and shaped like interlocking runes. I believe it was Laith that had that? Yes. So you now have in possession this anchor that will allow you to travel to Bayona, where you know that the Chronophage has nested and is going about the next stage of their nefarious plan. The group of you are currently still in Chano. You are bathed in this deep azure light, almost so thick that it takes away the rest of your color. There is a pervading cold in this realm. You are standing amidst these large stone discs that are suspended over this well of light. You have a choice here. You can head back to Valais. You have a number of anchors, or you can go straight to the source. You have in your hand this device that would allow you to anchor a rift, a veil, into directly Bayona. What does Lath feel in this moment as you hold this in your hand?
Definitely sense of home, place to return to. But I know we had briefly talked about giving a report before we head back, as much as Lath may want to just go straight towards solving the problem, as there's been some sort of, maybe not prophecy, but forewarning that something might be happening in Bayona that could forever change it, even if it is a realm of change and growth and destruction and creation and all that fun. So apprehension, perhaps?
The group of you sense this apprehension from Lath as you are standing around him.
Stella, can I ask, just like generally, what do we know about like anchoring a rift? Have we done it before? Is it like difficult? Yeah, I guess just what do we know about that?
Yeah, so as a seeker, you know that it is part of your charge to activate these veils, these portals that will essentially take you between different shards here in the star fields. So this is something that you've done many, many times. You
Mhm.
have in your power the ability to open rifts. However, the
Right.
magic is very temperamental. Sometimes it'll take you where you want to go, sometimes it doesn't. The presence of an anchor allows you to focus that power and essentially open a door that will take you to the hallway that you want to go.
Gotcha. Okay. I guess I'll look at Lath, Bishop Barrymore well, and go, oh, well, Lath, you all right? Seems like we have a way to get to your homeland, and um, please tell us what you think.
Well, if we need to go now, we can. Do we wish to report our findings here? Or we can go right now.
I
There's not
say
a
we
whole
go
lot of...
right now.
Mm.
There's not much
Beatrice?
that will happen once we report our findings, other than being sent back out to deal with it anyway.
I think I agree with our friend Stitches here.
Beatrice, your thoughts?
She kind of shakes her head. We could go back briefly, but I feel as though time is of the essence.
All right. I just wanted to see what you all thought. I'm completely fine going now. Then I will channel power into the Bayona anchor, the mnemonic lens,
Okay.
opening a rift.
Opening a rift into another realm is a very personal and very unique power that each one of you has. You can take total creative liberty here as you open this veil. What does this look like, Lath, as you manifest a portal?
Yeah, Lath would normally sit down cross-legged, set the anchor in front of him, and grab a few herbs, probably some rosemary, thyme, and mortar and pestle. And it's a bit of a process. Some people might just do it immediately, but he makes a full ritual out of it. As a few minutes pass, as he's grinding up these and then sprinkling them across, maybe not maybe it almost looks a little haphazard, but very, very meticulous. And if anyone is even slightly impatient, and I could imagine that might be Stitches if this has happened before, it takes much longer than it has any necessity to. It probably could be faster. Doesn't matter to Leif. So after a few minutes of this ritual he does, then the rift would begin to open on the floor in front of. It's something that you kind of jump down into, at least for Leif. Kind of the idea of dropping down from a tree onto something is how it opens in his mind.
Oh, I love that. As you go about your ritual here, let's get a quick check. Let's get a use magic device check. So you can add your modifier to a d20. It will open no matter what because you have the anchor, but
Yes.
let's see if anything
29. I rolled a 17.
Okay. 17.
So
Sorry,
got
29.
a 29.
29.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. As you go about your ritual, there is this scent of crushed greenery, and the rift begins to manifest. There's a groan that pervades the space as the gnomic lens hums in your hands, light leaking from it like a crack through molten glass. You see that the usual rift of a deep blue glow flares gold instead as it begins to manifest. Amber light washing the space. You see the blue begin to fade, almost as if being invaded by this pure orange light. And it is wild, not like fire, but life itself, too much of it, spilling out uncontrollably. This is strange to you, Laith, especially having an anchor. Usually, this is a very precise and calculated sort of thing. But something about the rift here, it warbles. The air thickens with heat and sweetness, the scent of sap and smoke, of fruit ripening and rotting in the same breath. The rift stretches, not tearing, but growing, expanding like a wound that blossoms. Inside the light, each one of you who looks into it, you can see your own silhouettes. Not reflections, but versions of yourselves that move too quickly, like they're being born and dying all at once. The sound of this thing rises to a fever pitch, like wind rushing through 1,000 throats, half of them laughter, half of them screaming, as this golden hole opens up in front of you.
I jump down. Just immediately. Just hops down.
As you jump through, shadows begin to burn with color around you. You see amber burning into existence, streaks of azure and amethyst fighting to remain. Every one of your heartbeats as you are falling through this abyss, this place between worlds, creates a pulse of creation. There are faint sparks that boom, 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 float away from you up in the direction of the wind as you're falling. And each one of these has a momentary shape before it fades away. For you, Stitches, you see these small flakes of glowing light that look like hands, essentially flying by you. You can hear your name whispered, but this time, instead of it being backwards, it's unfinished, as if the rift itself is trying to invent a new ending for your name.
Creepy. Okay.
I'm sure it'll be fine. So all of you see Stitches just...
Yeah, I'm going to.
I'll wait until everyone's through.
Beatrix, for you, it is the same thing. With your heartbeats, boom, 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 boom. Instead of hands, you see these eyes made out of light beginning to float past you as you are rushing through darkness.
That's not creepy at all.
Bishop Barrymore makes his way to this rift, and in a way that a older person like mumbles under their breath, expecting people to hear. Bishop Barrymore is like, "Oh, I never trusted Lathan those herbs, and this is what happens when he plays with them." And jumps in.
As you jump in, instead of hands and eyes, you see these glowing visages of faces, outlines of people that you don't quite recognize, some that you do, just floating past you erratically. Which is, I think, the most terrifying out of all of these. Just a rush of faces, the only pinpoints of light in otherwise darkness.
I think in this moment, Bishop Barrymore realizes he has never paid attention to the faces of the people in his church. And this is oddly feels right.
Lath, you are last.
Yes, grabbing the anchor and grabbing the mortar and pestle and putting that away. Then kind of does like a very short little bow to the rift and then jumps in.
Okay. For you, it is not face or hand or eye. Instead, it is a blossoming of flowers, like a bouquet being undone as these petals and these various stems and leaves fly past you. As a group of you are transitioning into the rift, are any of you afraid?
No, not from what I've seen.
Okay, great.
That feels very normal and good.
As you all fall through, you land on your feet, almost as if gently deposited into the next world. The world unfolds around you. The rift itself does not swallow, but it seems to remake you. As you are manifesting, heat sears into your skin, but it's not pain, it's possibility, burning too fast to make form. Colors begin to shift violently, the pervading blue now replaced with amber burning white hot, and then suddenly a flash of purple, a flash of blood red all at once. It feels almost as if you are stepping through into an unfinished painting, and it is being illustrated all around you. Where Chano was eerie and cerebral, the passage into Bayona is visceral, bright and dangerous, a place of creation that might very well recognize you, potentially, as raw material. Heat floods your lungs as you stumble into life incarnate. You land in a forest that is on fire, but not burning. Every leaf around you is a blade of gold, every root pulsing with molten sap. The air thrums with energy. You can see trees swaying, although there is no wind, shedding sparks like petals. Rivers of liquid light carve through obsidian soil, reflecting in the sky. There's a vast storm of amber lightning tearing itself apart. The air tastes of ozone, citrus, and ash. Light beats like a heart, and in the distance you can see that there are trees rising from nothing, rivers carving themselves through the air. Whispers build around you, and each one of you hears as if they seem to ask, did you come to save it, or to finish what it began? The ground trembles beneath your feet. Stitches, you are first. How do you react to this?
Of course, Lace likes this place more. I'll just like step aside for the next few people to appear and drop down so I don't end up underneath them.
Beatrix is the next to appear.
I think when I land, because I've never seen the shard before, I'm just kind of pausing for a moment to take in how different it is here. Different from any shard I've been to.
Imagine,
yeah, I'll step
especially with the amethyst of Valet and then the azure of Chano, this just feels like a headlight. It feels like shadows are being peeled away. Too much is being revealed all at once. Let me get a will save from you.
I feel like you read my mind. Okay. Oh wow. 49.
Okay. What does it look like as you call into your training? I imagine this is just so overwhelming to someone who isn't ready. This would have completely consumed you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what I do is I think of the endless rows of bookcases in Chanel, and I kind of still myself as I'm taking in this information and reminding myself that this is not chaos, this is a shard, and though the shard is in danger, this, as strange as it is natural here.
You center yourself and you take in a deep breath. The sweetness of this place is almost cloying. It's so different from the dusty cold of Chanel. You are all right. And you can hear whistling through the air Bishop Barrymore appearing.
I think Bishop Barrymore feeling this sort of questioning energy from this new land. The question of, are you here to kind of fix the problem or to continue kind of the mission that this chronophage may be having here? I think Bishop Barrymore feels as though they are a man that has never quite been loyal unless loyalty meant something for them. And I believe they land in this world feeling as if they are not sure what they will do, but they will do whatever is best for them.
I imagine that this realm is jarring, but it's not entirely foreign to you. Working closely with whatever gods, whatever iridescence that you hold close, you can feel that sort of energy intensified here. Especially with your prowess in the arcane, Bishop. This is not entirely foreign. It's just amplified. It is without bounds. Let me get a will save from you as well.
Will save. 9 and damn, I got 22, so that's a 31.
Okay. With a 31, I imagine that you can feel the edges of your control fraying, but you are able to center yourself here. What does this look like?
I think if anyone was looking at the bishop as they land and they look out at this chaos of a world, the way that nature tends to, I guess, fill in and just do whatever it wants. Bishop Barrymore looks at this, natural occurrence and scowls, thinking in their head, I never was too fond of the world throwing chaos at me. I hate a world where I don't have control.
That's so sick. Okay. As you have this thought and as you begin to drink in your surroundings, Laith, you begin to manifest. Once you have your feet on the ground, the four of you are able to sense something deep in the earth. The sound beneath everything, a faint, constant ticking, almost as if the ground itself were a colossal clock. After Lath has manifested, there's a shattering of particles of light as the rift above you disincorporates. Lath, can I please get from you a
Yes.
perception check?
Will do. That is a 33.
Lath,
Yes.
a warm wind seeps through the canopy here. Not harsh, not wild, but recognizing. After you have arrived, the trees bend slightly as this wind passes, the golden leaves rustling in a rhythm that's almost like a greeting. The air around you changes first. The scent of this place shifts from molten sap to something gentler. Crushed herbs, rain on fertile soil, the memory of a garden that did not quite exist here before. Vines begin to move underneath your feet, not grasping, but approaching, slow with curiosity, and you notice a small plant push out of the black earth, unfurling within seconds, producing a trio of leaves shaped like daggers, the edges glowing faintly.
I absolutely kneel down and gently pluck this almost blossom, a blossom of leaves if anything else. And then we'll kind of, I don't have lapels, but kind of tuck it in very, as delicately as possible and not to bend any of the leaves.
As you pluck this, it still continues to grow in your hand. You can see that a flower begins to blossom at the top, bright orange petals streaked with green, and the flower turns towards you. Not your companions, only you. As you draw it closer and begin to move it into the folds of your clothes, the head of the flower almost seems to bow in a way that no plant should be able to. The petals tremble, and as you move it close to your head, you can hear something faint, like a whistle of air, maybe a whisper, maybe something along the lines of, "Welcome home."
Yeah. If you could see his mouth, he'd be smiling as he's feeling very, well, welcomed. I'm not sure exactly how long it's been since Leif has been home, but it feels like it's been too long.
For
Do
everyone,
we sense the change in the environment?
go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay.
And anybody can do this.
Perception.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. On my
28.
toes.
Okay.
Perception. Also 28.
Oh, nice.
Twinsies.
With the two of you, as you begin to look around your surroundings, you do sense that there is a hum to the air. You don't quite notice what Lath is doing or any of the finer details of the exchange there, but there is a low sound rising, almost as if a chorus slowly being turned up. Unseen voices in the distance singing in painful, perfect harmony. The two of you realize that every plant in this area is vibrating with it, leaves trembling. It seems to point in a certain direction, almost as if calling to you.
Anyone else hear that?
I do.
Which thing you specific on? There are many sounds.
The singing? Sort of singing.
Yes.
It's more like a hum that way, and I point in the direction of
Laith, you
where
would
it's leading.
be able to recognize that this is the song of the devouring flame.
The shard calls us.
The shard does.
Yes, the devouring flame. That's their song.
All right, well, that's what we're here to see, right?
Yes,
So,
that is the way to go.
Well, Leif, it's your world. You take us there.
More than happy to. Do you need any herbs for your knees? Are you
Nope,
good to walk?
I am completely fine. I'm doing great. Thank you for your concern.
Of course. I will, with that, begin to take the lead as I move through some of these vines and brush, probably looking for any sort of trail from any of the local fauna, as they would know the safest paths to walk, as everything growing, rotting, every aspect of this realm is exceptionally dangerous.
Your instincts are fine. They are wonderful here. As you go about doing this, let's get an examination roll from you. And I forgot to mention, but the fate draw cards for this session are Prosperity, Harmony, and Wonder. If you want to know what that means, check out Call to Power. They will be detailed in the various guides. But for us, because of these fate draws, Laith, you may roll an examination check with Fortune.
Ah, I was
So
going
please roll
to.
twice.
Yes, I will, and I'm going to use a physical point, as the adept can, to add one more fortune to that.
Very good.
Be a little more prosperous. Well, I'm not going to get better than a natural 20, but I'll roll one more time. Okay.
Nice.
So that would be a 49 with the natural 20.
Okay. So you go through a varying collection of different areas here. And Laith, you get to completely and totally narrate this however you like. Essentially, there is a clearing that has violet mist, and this is a type of terrain that you know to be destructive, misleading, and it can essentially, for an untrained person moving through this space, could very well spell the end of them. But you're able to navigate through this. Perhaps you've been through something like it before, or you just have very good senses here. But describe to me how you are able to completely overcome this challenging region as you're moving through in the direction of the flame.
Right. So moving through the forest, as you described, these trees that are golden leaved and molten sap dripping out of them, you would see Leif noticing some that purple mist kind of getting thicker as the forest begins to thin when we're approaching that clearing. And you would catch him kind of grabbing some of that sap from one of the trees as it's in its process of growth and then destruction, as they all kind of seem to waver between the states of fading away and becoming new. And he motions to everyone to just take kind of a finger of that sap, almost like honey in its consistency, and just smear it above their eyes so it kind of drips down into their tear ducts.
Hey,
If they follow, they'll
better
be
not give me
okay.
acne.
It's good for the skin, and we'll make it so you won't see things that will cause you to, well, let's just say you'll sleep for a very, very, very long time. Unpleasantly here, if you do not have this.
Noted.
Bishop Aramore wasn't going to do it, but hearing that immediately does it.
With this guidance, you find that navigating through this clearing of violet mist is much easier. You can feel a sort of fogginess washing over you, and it makes every movement just a little bit sluggish. And you get the sense that without this remedy, there is absolutely something threatening and terrifying about this particular space. There is an alertness in you that you feel. The honey sap that you put on your face, it is cool and pleasant. It doesn't sting or it doesn't hurt your eyes or anything like that. And with it, you are able to successfully navigate through this area. Laith, you lead them directly into a grove, and you get the sense that this song that is drawing each of you, it's very close. It is on the other side of this grove here. Green plants dot this area in dizzying arrays. You can see that red nectar begins to drip from some of the buds here. The air hums as insects the size of knives begin to fly around. Fruit trembles on branches, pulsing, faintly breathing, almost as if they are organs themselves. One of the fruit falls, splits open, and you can see that it is full of jagged, monstrous teeth.
Pick it up. I'm going to it.
When you pick it up, it is surprisingly heavy. It's dense.
Oh. Does it move, react as I hold it? Does it seem alive currently?
My lucky. You see that it essentially writhes and wriggles almost in its death throe. So it is no longer alive. It is a corpse of a fruit flesh thing.
Hey, Lace.
Hmm.
Are all fruits like this? Do I expect to be eaten back?
No, that's a particular variety. Not very pleasant to eat when it's ripe. Edible though.
I'm gonna shove it into my bag, into my carrier bag.
The group of you see that the ground here is slick with blood and sap that shimmer in the same color of these fruit. Let me get a check from each and every one of you. Let's do a arcane theory or examination.
13 arcane theory.
32. Arcane theory.
Ooh, okay.
Am I gonna try arcane theory? Why not?
43 examination.
Ooh.
Oh, I want to go examination because it'll make me look less bad. I rolled a 19.
Okay. With the arcane theory from Beatrix, as you're looking around, you get the sense that this grove is almost a monster into itself. It likely feeds on things that come through here, and you get the sense that this is not a safe place to linger long. You can already see that the vines of this place are beginning to lean towards you. The plants are sensing warmth. Violence is only moments away.
A large animal walks past.
There's a giant cat-like titan in the background.
Just
I think Beatrix, realizing what's happening here, kind of looks to Laith and the rest of the party and says, I don't particularly feel like being man-eating plant food today. Let's move on.
For Laith,
And as I'm speaking, I point to the blood and I point to the vines and I point to all the things.
Laith, with your 43, you see Stitches putting this fruit into their bag, and you know that this is not a good idea. You know that there is a very distinct scent that comes off of these plants with the nectar. It acts as a sort of pheromone, likely, for some creatures, and this is definitely going to get something on your tail.
Stitches.
Yeah?
Whatever bag you put that in, you need to leave here. Otherwise, you are going to be food next.
Um, again, is this an animal's child? Why?
No, think pheromones or, you know when you cook a nice meat over a fire and you can smell that from far away? Your bag
Yeah.
has now become that.
Oh. Hmm. That could be useful.
If you want to get eaten, yes. Very useful for them.
All of
I
you go
begin to
ahead.
walk.
All of you go ahead. I'll stay separate from all of you. I think this could be useful.
At least 5 meters then.
Will do. And I'm gonna slink off, and I would like to just disappear. I'll roll the
Ooh.
stuff I need to, but I'll like disappear into
Okay.
the wood line.
All right. Go ahead and roll stealth for me.
Okay.
So for Bishop and Beatrix, you can see that Lath talks to Stitches and Stitches begins to move away from the group.
That is a 39, 37, 38. I can do math. I'm tired. It's 38.
With a 38, as Bishop and Beatrix look over to Lath and you look over to where Stitches was, you don't see Stitches anymore.
Bishop Barrymore in this moment is thinking, I hate this world. I need some camaraderie. So it turns to Beatrix and goes, this world sucks, don't you think?
I'm not in. I don't really feel one way or the other, and I
Oh.
don't really want to insult Lath's home right in front of him. Despite his disdain for magic, he is quite tolerant of us, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess. I just feel kind of
I-
shitty right now.
Is there anything I can do for you?
I'm just walking around in this forest, and there's plants that are going to try to eat me, and thunder that doesn't make any sense, and there's just a large beast that walked by and just didn't pay us any mind. It looked like a big old cat, and I'm just, I just don't like this place.
I don't. I'm not particularly fond of it, I will say.
It's
I would
it's
much-
climbing a tree. Look at that thing.
I would much rather go back to Valet.
Sorry, we'll be back in 5. And we are back. Mysterious creature in the background, now absent as it fades into the distance. Stitches. You have moved away from the others. What is your intention? What do you want to do here? You, as the nectar is pointed out to you, are able to scent it now. It is sweet, it is cloying, it is berry-like, but almost just at the point of rot. It is pungent.
I think as I want to still have everyone in sight, so I can, or at the very least, I want to still be moving in the direction of this humming, this almost vibration I'm feeling. But as I'm moving, I think not every tree, but like every several, like every 20 or so feet, I want to smear some of the nectar on a tree, just to act as like a buffer in the meantime, as I continue to move forward. But beyond that, I'm going to continue moving quietly and as stealthy as I can, following this humming.
Okay. As you do this, can I get a will save from you?
Okay. Well, which I'm famously good at. Yeah. 13.
Okay. With a 13, you realize as you are doing this, this makes a lot of sense. You are a seasoned seeker and you have been through various shards, you have fought various creatures, but even so, now there's something about this act, this ritual of this desecrating this fruit and using it as a sort of lure that takes something away from you as you are using it for this purpose. You feel that the teeth have somehow readjusted under your hand of this fruit, and it is cutting up your hand. When you look at it, it doesn't particularly hurt, but you can see that your hand is bleeding. And in this act of trying to cleverly use this fruit, the fruit has also taken something from you. It's just blood. You can't help but feel the sense that a part of you is being fed back into the world. How do you feel
I think
about that?
I'll drop the fruit, I think. And I think I just go into almost a small rage. Every step of the way, something's trying to meddle with them, try to reach their mind, now into their body. And again, it's happened again in this world. And I think any stuff I initially had is gone as you just see Stitches stomping on this fruit over and over and over again, swinging into the tree ahead of him over and over again, just fuming at the complete lack of control he has of something as simple as his own mind and body.
Lath, Bishop, Beatrix, as you are moving, you suddenly hear the stomping as Stitches makes himself known. You see that he is decimating this piece of fruit.
Oh, I think we should continue to keep our distance from that space. That is going to be attracting a lot of predators. Stitches is stealthy enough, they should be alright. But if we get too close, we will be in the crossfire.
Bishop nods and he's thinking the whole time. I need to talk to Stitches about how much I hate this place. Follows Lath.
I would be very careful to not be stepping on any fruit or any of the creeping vines that are kind of slowly meandering toward us. I think, though, now, I think it'd be pretty apparent to everybody that they're not really following us as much anymore as moving closer towards Stitches.
Mhm.
Now, there's a much more pungent scent of that sweet, sickly, almost sanguine smell.
Stitches, once you've completely destroyed the fruit, you look again to your hand, and where you are bleeding, you can see that the flesh of your hand is slowly turning gray. It doesn't have a creeping effect, like you don't feel like it's going to spread, but it feels like some of the color from your skin has been taken from you.
They'll just tear some fabric from their sleeve and just wrap their hand in a makeshift bandage.
The group continues. You see that the jungle opens into a vast crater of glass and molten sap, a caldera glowing with golden fire. In its center, you see something writhing, something colossal, a living sun tangled with its own roots and fire. The devouring flame, Lath, you can recognize this immediately. The iridescent of Bayona, and it flickers like a heart that can't quite remember its rhythm. The Devouring flame thrashes within its molten nest, a radiant figure of pure amber fire, twisting between shapes faster than your sight can follow. One moment it is a serpent of light, the next it's a woman of cinders screaming wordless prayers, and the next it becomes a forest burning itself alive. And above it, the collector. You see that it hangs inverted in the sky. The chronophage is a centipede of silvery mirrored vertebrae spiraling downwards, each segment a clockwork ring, tuning out of rhythm with the next. Through its translucent plates flow rivers of golden sand, rising instead of falling, feeding upward into its body as if it were a colossal hourglass in unto itself. From its underside, closest to the ground, you see that there are 3 vast cords of amber light descending, pulsing like veins, piercing the flame's body and drinking in her radiance. Every pulse sends ripples through the air, each ripple a moment erased. Trees surrounding this crater begin to wither. Stones age into dust, and the stars above rearrange themselves with every heartbeat. You are still some distance away from this, but all of you can clearly see. The devouring heart is captured, and above it is the chronophage.
Oh, I break off into a full sprint,
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
with Lathe.
reckless abandon, not even caring about what might run into. That's horrific, and I need to stop it now and kind of forget the rest of the party as I just run forward.
As soon as Lathe starts running, I'm running after him.
No, stop. Gin's walking behind.
Oh my god.
I'm still standing back and just remaining in the tree line watching. And I think I was like circle around. So I'm coming in or looking in from the opposite direction that the group is coming in from.
Okay. As you're closing the distance, you can see that its head is not a single face, but 1,000, mirrored and fractured. You see the bellwife's mournful gaze. You see the archivist's empty eyes, strangers that you almost seem to recognize. They shift constantly, mouths moving in unison as the collector of what should have been speaks, murmuring in litany. What should have been, what will be, what should have been, what will be. The sound is neither a whisper or a roar. It's the undoing of sound itself, a reversed symphony collapsing into rhythm, a dull murmur that pervades the space, constant and slow. The air around the collector is alive. You can see that there are clocks made out of light bleeding out from these veins that anchor it into the flame, spinning in orbit, each one containing a flicker of a world that no longer exists, as it is siphoning creation from the iridescent itself. As each one of these clocks shatters, they rise upward, devoured by the creature's mirrored shell. Heat becomes gravity, color becomes weight. Every breath you take tastes of ash and honey. Above the burning crater, the collector of what should have been feeds on a god, and the god is losing. For Lathe, Bishop, and Beatrix, as you're running forward, you may do an arcane theory or examination roll if you want.
24 arcane theory.
Okay.
29 arcane theory.
Okay.
That is a 32 on examination.
Okay. For all 3 of you, you realize the stakes of what is happening in front of you. The chronophage is attempting to absorb the devouring flame's core, rewriting itself into becoming the iridescent of amber here, a new god of eternal creation freed from the need to feed. I will say that you realize that if it succeeds, Bayona will become a sterile paradise. Everything frozen at the peak of creation, forever new, but never alive. This creature, this thing, will no longer need to hunt. It will become a mechanism of creation itself. You must interrupt this process before the flame is fully consumed. I would like everyone to please roll for initiative as you are rushing forward towards the collector.
27.
Okay.
41.
41,
24.
24.
Also a 41.
Oh my
Whoa.
god.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This is bad. This is very, very bad.
That a
For
41's
whom?
bad?
This is
Ah. Uh-oh.
this is bad for you. Hold on.
What?
Cause
Uh-oh.
the chronophage has an ability where it has a static initiative. It has an initiative of 12 and 6, which means it will go twice in a row with no one to interrupt it.
Mm.
As you see this creature roiling about itself, Lathe and Stitches, you are the first to move. I believe Stitches had a higher dexterity. Let me double check.
I think Lace might have higher.
I believe last time, yeah, Lath, and when we
Sorry,
tried, I went
agility.
first.
Yes, okay. So Lathe will go first here.
Yeah.
At a 41. So Lathe, you are rushing forward and you can see that the devouring flame is essentially caged by these 3 veins, these large trunk-like roiling masses of flesh that come down from the chronophage that is above the flame. What would you like to do? We'll say that it is effectively about 60 feet away from you.
Okay. Let's see here. We've got... I can move an extra 15 feet based on persistent runner.
Mm-hmm.
And my climb, burrow, swim, all of that is equal to my movement. And I can move it. Okay. It seems... I'm assuming this chronophage probably knows that we're here. Can it see us, sense us, that sort of thing? Or would stealth be helpful here? I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, you get the sense that it is entirely preoccupied and distracted in this moment.
Okay. Well, then, I would love to, since I can move at full speed under stealth, I would love to do so, as I will use... I'm going to try to get up to one of those tendrils and begin hacking away at it as though it's a vine. I do not want them attached to the devouring flame even slightly.
I love it. Okay, you're able to close the distance here towards the closest vein. Go ahead and roll me an attack.
Yeah, how many... I just want to action point wise. Let's see,
So it'll
because
be
we would normally
3 to
move...
close the distance.
What's our standard movement speed?
The standard is going to be 30. So
Okay.
45. I'll say that the closest tendril is going to be about 45 from you, because essentially
Okay,
it's
that'd be-
like equidistant.
Oh, yeah, like a
around.
triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be one movement action for me then.
Yeah, so 3 points to move closer.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Then, yeah, I will attack. And let's see. Trying to attack bonus. Okay. I was just like, what do things do? And there we go. We figured things out. Okay. That's not amazing. I was like, that's not amazing. And then yet, rolled a 5, but that's a 41 to hit.
Ooh, okay, perfect. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll the damage for me.
Okay.
So as you are attacking with your blades, your overall damage rating is 17.
Yes. Okay. That is an 81.
Okay, 81 damage. Oh, where's my calculator? Okay. As you strike this tendril, you see that golden light begins to leak out of it. Yes.
My mistake. I forgot that I'm dedication to assassin, so that's an additional 2 damage rating, which would put it to 19, not an 17.
Ooh, okay.
But I'm fine rolling, keeping the 1 if you just want to add, it'd be 83 instead, because that's just easier.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
second
yeah.
number anyway.
Okay, there you go. I've
It's like,
applied
right,
it.
I have a sneak attack. That's the whole point of stealthing.
Yes, absolutely. You land a devastating cut here, and you see that light begins to leak out, and instead of flowing like blood, it begins to ascend up into the sky, streaking across this fleshy like trunk of whatever this anchor is. And as you do so, you hear this hissing screech come from the collector up above, and it wriggles in response, feeling this pain coursing through it. Anything else for you?
How many action points would I have left after that? Because there's 3 to get to close the distance,
Mm-hmm.
based on the fact that I can move quicker, thankfully. And attacked once.
I believe with your attack that is going to be, that's going to be all 6 points. Standard attack is 3 points.
Perfect. Okay. Then I will be good to go.
Okay. Next in the turn order is Stitches. What would you like to do?
I think you watch Stitches kind of stare down. First, the collector, he's hovering, correct? Or are they
Yes.
on? Okay. He's
So
hovering up
there
in
is
the air.
space between. So essentially you have the chronophage and then these large trunk-like appendages that come down and are basically pinning the
Okay.
devouring flame to the ground.
Okay. And I've seen Lath rush in to start taking out the vines. I'll move over to, I think, the same vine. And that'll be all my action because I have to use 1 movement to do that. So I just move all the way to there. And because it doesn't use a action point because of my combat savant, I switch into my lightning stance. And when I enter my lightning stance, I get to just attack for free. So as I enter this stance and I dip down low, I want to swing and see if I hit.
Okay.
That is a 59 to hit.
59 absolutely hits. Describe to me what this looks like as well as you like rush forward, activate your stance, and you strike.
I think you watch the stance I'm running in suddenly shift. I'm running rather normally, just more or less upright towards the vine, and then halfway through, I suddenly dip down as if I'm going for a sprint, like just a straight on sprint, and I start to pick up speed, and I don't seem to slow down until the very last second, as all of that momentum goes into my fist, into the vine in this lightning strike.
Lightning
And
crackles.
I do 75 points of damage.
75. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? Just because I'll be real annoying about it. As an immediate action, I'm going to trigger. So that was lightning stance 2, but as an immediate reaction, I'm going to trigger lightning stance 1.
Okay.
And that's just is a new stance. But for lightning stance 2, every time I leave that stance as well, which just causes me to leave it, I get another attack. So I'm going to attack this thing again.
Hell
As very
yeah.
suddenly I shift into a more almost like bear-like stance, as if I'm trying to make myself as large as possible and use my weight instead of speed to strike this. Um, that is because I get a -10 to this because it's a second attack. That's a 44.
Okay, that's still a hit.
Oh yeah, for 25 points of damage.
25. As you are releasing this flurry of blows, I like to imagine that with every movement, we see some of that red lightning streaking off of you, and it kind of ghosts your every movement. And so, in this very golden orange world, the air around you just seems a lot more visceral, a lot bloodier as you're moving through and courting in this brilliant display of light.
I'm just silent this entire time. I haven't acknowledged or said anything to Lay, to the others, or even the collector. This is just business now.
I love
That'll
it.
be my turn.
Okay, Lath, with Stitches right next to you, you can smell that pungent pheromone scent pervading the area as Stitches rushes in. That scent is coming with him.
Oh, I hate that. Thanks
Next-
so much.
Next in the turn order is Bishop.
All right. Well, Stitches ran past me, and obviously Beatrix and Lath are in front, and so Bishop finds himself in the back of this pack at the moment. I think Bishop Barrelmore has a moment to reflect on their time as a bishop of the Glass Saint, their secret deal they made with the iridescent of the Maw of Life, the Crimson Shard. They see an incredible being floating above this shard here. I think the bishop is interested in seeing if they can reach out to the collector floating there. And I guess Stella here is my question. I have a little spell called foretelling, but it takes a minute to cast, but it allows me to basically discern the likely outcome with I'll do an action and like what the likely outcome of it. And Bishop is very interested in learning if he can side with the collector and get the eternal life that he's been after this whole time.
Okay. So I will say that every round that we have in a turn is 6 seconds. So if you do want to
Right.
use that specific spell, it's going to take 10 rounds, unfortunately.
Right, yes.
However, I like the way that you're thinking. I think there's a way that we can do this without the spell specifically. I'll say that if you want to roll an arcane theory, I'll say that this is going to take your whole turn. It'll be 6 points instead of the usual 3. But we'll say that you will essentially tap into your powers and you will use it to try to dig deep into the intentions of this creature and the possibility of the moment.
Yes. Bishop Barrowmore yells out, they're attacking me. I'm helping back here. Everyone, don't look, though. Oh, that is a 28 arcane theory.
Okay. I will actually give you fortune here because of our fate draw, so you get to roll again. Let me know if it's higher than a 28.
Come on, natural 20. Mwah. That's an 8. Okay. 18. So 28.
Okay, 28. With a 28, you're trying to survey the situation here. You get the sense that the Chronophage, the collector, is a lot more parasitic with the exchange of power here. There's definitely a world in which you could potentially tap into this power for yourself, but it won't be through the Chronophage. It's through the flame. You are looking at the injury that Stitches is inflicting, that Lath has cut free from this creature. You get the sense that if you get close to the devouring flame, you might be able to take some of this essence before it disappears into nothing and feed it into yourself.
I
It is
think
quite dangerous, though.
Yes, I'm an old man. I don't have much longer on this world, and I need to do something about that. I think in this moment, as the bishop has this thought, this realization. There once purple robes that have been fading and dimming turned completely gray, and whatever red spark of energy they got from the maw of life becomes gray as well. Bishop Barrowmore is just in shades of gray with no color left. I'm coming!
Oh, that's terrifying. Okay, that will be your turn as that uses 6 of your action points. We'll move on over to Beatrix.
Okay, so I see all of these things going on. Everybody's running forward. Well, most everybody. And I think I'm going to move within range, which I believe is... Actually, my caster level is pretty high, so I can stay back pretty far. But I'm going to cast Fire Bolts, which is a grade 2 spell, at the Chronophage. I want to see if I can... The idea is I see all of this mirrored glass-looking, like, carapace, and I'm thinking, okay, I can melt this.
Yes.
That's where Beatrix's brain is going. So it says... at the base level, you do a singular burning ray, but for every 4 levels up to a maximum of 3. So 3 total rays at this. The entity does get a reflex save to half the damage. I am using all of the rays on this single target.
Okay. So we are going to roll 3 times here.
Okay. And I must succeed on a ranged touch attack. So I need to...
So you need to be a 38.
Spell attack bonus. Yes. Okay, so I roll my d20 first. Do I roll for each ray?
That is how we have
think it
been doing
is.
it. I
Yeah,
think it
that's
makes
what I
sense. Yeah.
It does. Okay, so for my spell attack bonus, I got a total of 40 for the first one.
Okay, that's a hit.
Second one, 46.
That's a hit.
And for the final one, same amount, 46. I rolled the same thing twice in a row
Okay,
here.
perfect. So that is going to be 3 hits here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna roll the damage for each separate one.
Yeah. So for your damage here, it is going to be your overall damage rating is 28 casually.
Yeah, casually a 28. So my damage rating is 2.8. So I'm using 2d10. I have my digits figured out.
Okay.
Plus the d8. Okay, so
This is
that's
gonna be crazy.
967 on the first one.
Okay, hold on.
I got a 9, a 6, and a 7. And then what does that count as? I guess that's... I got a 10 on the first one.
Okay.
A 7 and a 1. So I guess, is that 1,071 because I
Yep.
got the 10?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it would be. Holy shit.
Hell yeah, let's go. All right, last
Save
one.
the flame.
755 on the final.
Okay. As you send off each and every one of these, they hit. It makes sense. This creature is colossal. As you are sending them off, they whistle through the air. Every impact cracks against the mirrored faces of these vertebrae that make up the collector, and you see large chunks falling almost as if steel crumbling underneath too much heat, turning to dust, and very precariously, these large boulder-like remains that are glassy and mirrored fall down near Lathe and Stitches. I'm going to need the both of you to please roll me a reflex save.
Sorry, not sorry.
Oh,
I just did like 3,000
damage.
No, I'm so okay dodging you saving my god. It's fine by me. That's a 49.
Okay, you are safe. And what about Stitches?
I was muted. 45.
Okay, great. The two of you back up as you see these large chunks of the collector crush, falling down into the ground where they would have absolutely flattened you to the dark soil here. There is this horrendous sound shaking and tremoring the space as Beatrix, you let these go off. What do they look like? You can have the firebolts look like anything that you want.
Yeah, it's definitely blue fire. The tattoos light up the way they always do, but they are blue this time rather than chromatic, as fire forms in my hands, and I just kind of like throwing a baseball, just like lobbing, very Super Mario, I guess, throwing this fire, but more badass. Throwing this fire, these bolts of fire in the direction of the Chronophage.
You see that with this great power that you're wielding, the earth that is closest to you around your feet, the black sand, the black dirt is slowly losing color. It's almost as if these spells have affected the air around you.
Noted.
Anything else for your turn?
Since I only used 3 of my action points, I guess I can go again.
You definitely
because I have 3
could.
more points. I think I don't remember if this costs points or not. I have to double check my notes, but I want to, now that I've noticed the color draining following my spellcasting here, I kind of want to see if I can intuit like what that means, or if there's something I can do to minimize that damage.
Yeah,
Arcane
absolutely.
theory?
Yeah.
Okay. Hell yeah. That is a 32.
With the 32, you get the sense that the magic is very unstable in this space as creation itself is being sucked out of the devouring flame here. You get the sense that you have to be very confident in whatever magic that you choose to wield here. A failure could be catastrophic. This is what happened on a success. So there is a high risk here of something backfiring, is essentially what you get.
Do I get a sense that there's anything I can do to stabilize this space so that my comrades and I can operate more efficiently?
Yes, you are out of action points this turn, but you get the sense that
Okay.
if you want to use your powers and essentially like perform a ritual of stabilizing the magic, you can absolutely do that with a arcane. Let's see, we could do a realms knowledge check, a use
Okay.
magic device, or arcane theory.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
I
it
will
for me.
say, just kind of off rip, that Lathe does have the anchor to this place, and you get the sense that if you're able to get your hands on that and you tried to do this, you would probably get fortune on that roll.
Can I, as a free action, say, Laith, I need the anchor?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You see a thumbs up when you yell that, just full trust. Like, yep, all right.
Whew, okay. It is now the Chronophage's first turn. Oh my god. All right. I need to roll a d4.
Pray for us, chat.
Oh my god, this is gonna be so bad. Okay, a 4, Amber Bloom. The battlefield shifts. All terrain hazards reconfigure. Okay, you all see as the Chronophage begins to finally notice the group of you, it turns its massive, many-faced head in the direction of the general party, and the vines begin to twist. You see them pull up and literally force the devouring flame to move. And now the leg that is closest to you is not the one that you first struck. I'm going to call them A, B, and C just for reference. And A is the one that both Lathe and Stitches had put damage into. So that's going to be the temporal distortion aura that it has. Luckily, because of Lathe and Stitches backing up, it will not affect them. It's going to turn its attention to you, Beatrix.
Of course it is.
I'm shocked. Absolutely shocked.
It is going to reach out to you. You see that from its many segmented body, the many legs that make its centipede-like core above you, that these long clawed arms begin to reach out and reach to towards you as it makes a ranged attack. It gets a plus 38. It's probably gonna hit you.
Yeah, I was gonna say my armor's not great.
Okay, so this is gonna be 55.
Yep.
Okay. It's a damage rating of 12. Wow. You are so
and I'm still
lucky.
damaged from last episode. Yeah.
Huh. Okay. So it's going to do 12 damage because I rolled really badly.
Okay.
Wow.
That's the first attack. It is essentially going to do this 2 more times. One claw comes out and it grazes you. You're able to just narrowly get out of the way so it doesn't blunt into the side of your body here. The next attack is going to be a... Please bear with me. I'm bad at math, so I have to use my calculator. 44?
Yeah, my overall defense is 31, so it definitely hits.
Okay, and then I rolled a 13 for the third one, so they are both going to hit. Okay, I'll do my damage rating 12 here. Oop, oop. Okay. The first one is going to be 71 damage. And then the second one is going to be 22 damage.
Oof. Okay.
How are you looking?
I have 161 hit points out of 456.
You dodge neatly out of the way of the first one, so it only grazes you, but then another 2 hands slash at your clothes, at your armor here, as you take some pretty hefty damage here. That will be its first turn. It is going to, on its second turn, you see it begins to warble as if it's sucking in air. I need everyone to roll me a will save as it targets all creatures within 40 feet.
Crit.
Oh, sorry. Beatrix
Success.
and Bishop are actually not in range. So it's just going to be Lathe and Stitches, 40 feet.
So I wasted a nat 20. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm sorry.
I think it matters. I don't need to roll. I don't think there's no one going to beat it.
37.
Okay.
Okay, wait, hold on. Will, right?
Will, yes.
Okay, I've been looking at wisdom this entire time. Okay, Will is not. I'm still not going to beat it, but it's better than I thought it was. 24.
Okay, you both succeed. As it tries to use its ability Paradox Feed, you feel this pressure building up in the air closest to the base of where the devouring flame is a rum, 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 this resonant sound that aches in your ears. You're able to shake it off and essentially block it out as you see various rocks around you beginning to crush in on themselves as they are unable to withstand it the way that you do. That's going to be the end of its second turn. Lathe, it is now your turn.
Okay. Let's see here. think, okay, so it did a general attack. I'm going to see. I'd like to stay stealth if possible, and then move to. I said move back to leg or vine. I'm viewing them as vines. I know they're not, but that's how Lath is viewing these things. To vine A.
Okay.
So I'd like to move, whether or not it's through the rocks that might be around, possibly using the chunks of the collector that have fallen to kind of obscure myself from its many faces.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, move around back to Vine A so I can continue to hack at that.
Okay. I will say that because you are so intimately close with it as of this moment, that we'll do another stealth check, but
Yeah,
this will only
absolutely.
be 3 points to do your full movement.
Okay, great. Since I can move at stealth at full speed, that
Yeah.
makes sense. All right. Ooh. That is a nat 1, which isn't great. However, my stealth modifier is 37, so that would be a 38 still.
Okay. You feel
Yeah.
confident that you're sticking to the shadows.
Yeah, I bet. I bet I do. Mainly that would just whether or not I'm seen. That's and I'll leave it to you if I get the
Mechanically,
bonus
you're
from
still
stealth
stuffed.
attack.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's more like I have a stealth attack. So if it doesn't work, that's totally fine. But I think I'm stealth regardless.
You will get the benefits of it. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm moving up to that. I would like to use another ability because we're on this big combat. I'm using and pulling all the stops. Specifically, fight or flight as a warcraft ability, which is an adept ability. Once per combat, I ignore all. I double my movement speed and ignore all movement restrictions, which in this case doesn't change too much. I'm still getting there regardless. But in addition to that, I can choose offensive or defensive for this combat, and I'm going offensive, which increases my damage rating by 1.
Ooh. Okay.
So if it's a stealth attack, that's 2d10 now instead of 1d plus 1d9. So uh, I don't think there's anything else I can throw around because, again, I just got to. Lath is very much just doing everything possible. I think in his mind too, he's going back to the title of his book from the archives, specifically "The Hunter That Burned Too Brightly," and is not caring at all about the fact that he is probably going to burn out due to all of this. And I'm looking at this.
What's fascinating is as you're moving between the vines, the veins of this anchor that the chronophage has made, to move to the next one, you are essentially moving around the devouring flame that is pinned to the earth. So you can feel the heat coming off of it as you're sprinting into position. There's a sort of gravity, a magnetism that you can feel tugging on the edges of your clothes, almost as if the flame is trying to draw you in, but you are resolute in the path that you're trying to take here.
Perfect. Ooh. I'm trying to see if this would apply because it sounds interesting.
Let's hear
So
it.
I have unconventional tactics as an ability, and basically the idea is ignoring conventional warfare tactics in place of unique solutions. And one of these is environmental awareness. In place of an attack, I may feign an attack to instead compromise the structural integrity of their environment. Then there's immediate 0-point action in the next 3 rounds. I may have the damage take a toll on the attacked object. If it would result in a reflex save, the target number is equal to the adept's knowledge engineering, which is hilarious because it's not that great. But I was trying to think of if these are considered objects, but I think it's more considered part of the chronophage, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That
Especially
is
because
totally
you see
fine.
that there's a direct link to it receiving
yeah.
the injury and then feeling pain.
Wanted to mostly read that out so that people kind
That
of
is
know more
so
about the
cool,
adept.
though.
But it's
Oh
a
my
cool, it's a
God.
cool idea. It would have worked if I had thought about that. That would have worked really well against our previous little friend that
The
we were fighting
archivist,
on the
yeah.
platforms. Yeah. So just a standard little attack then, against this A vine,
Okay, very good.
and that is a 42 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and then that will be 2d10 for the damage. If it's a stealth attack.
Yes, it is.
And that would be a 54.
54.
As I'm cutting it down with my very thin machete, which I remember naming before shelter wood, which is specifically for clear cutting parts of the forest so that younger trees can grow.
So fitting. I love it. As you slash shelterwood across the original leg here, you see again the amber light begins to bleed upwards and it shakes terribly. The number of injuries that this particular leg has taken are substantial. You can see that the entire structure of how the chronophage is positioned above the flame is becoming compromised. It doesn't look like it's going to last much longer, this particular leg.
Wonderful.
Anything else
I
for
believe
you?
that is all. I think
Okay.
that's all my actions. Yeah, all 6 of them.
Stitches, it is your turn. I'll say that the closest leg to you now is leg B.
How far away is that from me?
That one is only going to be about 10 feet from you.
Okay. Perfect. In that case, I'll use my ability Quick Step to move half my movement for 1 point action.
Okay.
As I move into melee range. And as I do, I'm going to, I believe, switch out of Lightning Stance 2. So I want to switch back into Lightning Stance 2 as a free action, which lets me attack for free.
Okay.
Nice. That is 61.
Yeah.
For 55 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I would do a full attack with my
Ooh.
remaining 5 points.
Okay, so there are 2 different full attacks. There's the natural full attack where you strike once with multiple weapons, or the iterative full attack where you strike several times with 1 weapon.
It'll be iterative. It'll be my knuckle dusters.
Okay, so you do your primary attack weapon attack number of times equal to your tier, and I believe we are tier 4 now.
4 right now. Yeah. So let's see how this goes.
And each one will get a stacking minus 10.
Yes.
God,
so that is
crazy.
57 for the first one.
That's a hit.
I'm dealing 36 points of damage.
Okay.
That is 51 for the second.
And that's with the negative 10?
That's with a negative 10.
Jeez, okay.
Doing 92 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay, that is 38 for the second.
That's a hit.
For 102 points of damage. That's the third one, actually, I think, right? Yeah.
You said how much damage?
102.
102, okay. Yep.
Then, yeah, that one doesn't hit. That's what? That's minus 30. That's a 14.
That doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Okay. You inflict as much damage to this as the other leg has taken thus far. So describe to me what this looks like as you land your 3 hits and it looks structurally destroyed, essentially.
You watch as I drop down again into that familiar lightning stance and strike it, I think with a kick, almost like a overhead kick to the side of the vine. And that's just pure brute strength. You see the vine almost crack and splinter in that. But then when I switch over to the punches, I think in quick succession, 1, 2, 3, you see instead of like impacts of a fist, it seems like bites are being taken out of the vine as this almost like a maw is chomping down on each strike of this vine, taking something from it.
Okay. Anything else for you?
That's all my action points, I believe. So
Yeah.
that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Bishop, you are up next. You can see that leg A and B are both just leaking power, pure creative energy.
Well, I will go to the nearest leg. How far is it? Could I get there with just normal movement?
Yes, 3 action points to get up to it.
Okay, perfect. Well, I will run forward.
I
It
will say
is
that this is going to
which
be leg B because the
would
leg
be
shifted, so you're going to be next to Stitches.
right, right. Um, go running forward, and I will. I guess. As I'm running forward, I'll use the remaining 3 points of my action points and do minor mage blasts. Which means I get to, for every 4 caster levels beyond first, you may launch an additional such ball. So I'm level 12, which means 1, 2, 3. A total of 3 extra.
Could you post the wording into our group chat?
Oh yes. Give me
I have so many tabs open.
Um,
Boy, I
yes,
understand
it
that.
says. Okay, it's
Probably
gonna
a cap.
take. Yeah, it's gonna take me a second, but
It's fine.
for every 4 caster levels beyond first, you may launch an additional such ball.
Okay.
I think it'd be
So
3.
3
Yeah.
total, or is
Yeah.
it 4 total? 3 total?
It'd be.
Every 4 past the first. So
So the
I
wording
think it's gonna be
makes me
2
think of
because they
the
haven't gone up for.
tiers. So let's just say a total of 4 altogether.
Okay, 4. That's perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me roll here. Okay, the lowest is going to be a 6 plus 33, a 39.
Okay, that's a hit.
Okay, so that means all 4 are going to hit.
Okay.
And then I will do my 1d10 plus 1d8 damage on each of those.
Okay.
So, hold please. That's a
Remember
2 on
that
the
remember that we're not adding the results together, we're reading them as inputs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's 2 on the d10 and a 4, so that would be
24.
24 on the first. 66 on the second.
Oh,
87 on the third,
okay.
and 86 on the fourth.
Okay. So, describe to me what this looks like as you destroy the remainder of this leg that is in front of you and Stitches. You will see that it'll essentially just like start gushing out this liquid gold, essentially.
Yeah, I guess what happens here is it's really focused, like unceremonious, just gray bolts of energy emanating from the bishop's hands. And as they keep pounding into the same wound, and the leg like breaks, this vine breaks, and the energy begins gushing out. If anyone, I think Bishop Barrymore continues to run towards the dead leg. Like, that means nothing to them. He's not looking at the next target. Even though this one is dead, he is continuing up and will end its turn basically like standing, looking up at this like just pouring of energy. Because I'm guessing it's kind of like the like amber energy that is being sucked up from this god basically is now pouring out.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a straw, right? So essentially the chronophage was sucking power out of the devouring flame, and now that it's broken, all of the loose power is essentially pouring out. And you can see
Yes.
that what remains inside of the devouring flame is essentially getting burned up, so it's sealing itself.
Yes, and then Bishop Barrymore stands there, probably pretty close to Stitches, and goes, I don't like this place. And we'll end their turn there.
Okay, very good. As you destroy the leg, I will say that leg B is now out of commission. You see that the chronophage kind of lurches off to the side as the trifecta is now compromised, and you hear an enormous wailing, a blood-curdling sound emanating from this monstrously large creature overhead. Beatrix, it is now your turn.
Okay. Since I've taken quite a lot of damage, I'm gonna take a moment for myself, and I'm going to use Cure Minor Wounds. Now it says restores spell rating 2 health, so it's spell level 1, damage rating 2, I suppose.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay, so it's
So
actually
look,
2.7. So I would do a D8 minus 1. Does that sound fair?
That
We
makes
can do
sense.
like a
I did the
reroll on an 8.
2.7. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna heal
Strack.
myself.
Yeah.
Heal me.
With the energy pouring out, does it seem like he's returning to the devouring flame or no?
No, it's going all over the floor.
Okay.
But it seems like a limited
So
supply.
my digits are 5, 2, and 1, so I heal back up to full.
What does this look like?
Nice.
I think what I do is I was examining, because this is all like 6 seconds, 6 seconds. I was examining the area around me, and I took those hits, and I think it turns my attention away from it for just long enough that I'm drawing color. Probably something that I have stored up to reinvest back into myself. And it's like glowing chromatic, for the Cosmere fans out there, chromatic breath. Just kind of falls over my shoulders as it heals me. And that's my first action. My goal now is to stabilize this place to try and minimize the damage as much as possible. So with the remainder of my action, my action points, I would like to use my instant repositioning discovery. It allows me to teleport up to 120 feet because of the level that I'm at now. Would I be able to reach Lath with this movement?
Yes, easily.
Okay. So you watch as Beatrix has done this before, but more recently, kind of fuzz out of existence and then rematerialize at Lath's side. The anchor. I need to stabilize this place.
I just pull out of my bag and hold out.
Yeah, you can take it for a free action.
Okay, I have it.
I got fast hands, so I'm really good to go.
Yeah.
And I believe it actually doesn't specify how many, unless I missed it, how many points using a discovery takes. I expect that takes the remainder of my points.
I think it
So
would
I'm just
make
next
sense
to Lath now.
It costs 3. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. And that is my turn.
Okay, it is the Chronophage's turn. As it has suffered damage and it has 2 legs remaining, you can see there is this ominous glow from within these vines as it pulses, pulling creation from the devouring flame and into itself. And it will heal twice because it has 2, not 3, of the legs remaining. And then at the top of its turn, the aura goes off 30 feet. So that would mean all of you are in space now. Roll a d4. Okay, It is another Aether Bloom. The battlefield shifts. All terrain hazards reconfigure. So you see the legs turn again. So now, Bishop and Stitches, you are next to leg C, and Lath and
Perfect.
Beatrix are next to leg
A.
A. Right?
No, that'd be like see
Yeah,
where like B used to be.
We're at A.
Right?
We are at A. Stitches was at B. B is destroyed. Bishop was at B. B is destroyed.
Yeah.
So the shift.
No.
If
So it would
if
be
we all got shifted to the right, you'd be at where?
Oh, if it
B.
shifted again, we would be at C then. Yeah.
They would be at
Counterclockwise?
B. Me and Stitches are at C.
Yes.
Yeah, you'd
So
be
they're
at
at
the
A.
empty spot where B is.
Yeah.
Right?
Clockwise. I was thinking
They
anti-clockwise.
got the
Yes.
empty leg.
So Beatrix and Lath, you get the broken leg now. Stitches and Bishop, you are now at the unharmed leg.
Freak.
So that was going to be the temporal distortion aura, and then now it's going to attack. It will do its devour future move.
Hmm,
Who's going to attack? There's 4 of you. I'll roll a d4.
very promising.
Okay,
No,
it's,
leave me alone.
it's going to attack Stitches here.
Oh, good. Okay. No.
Come at me, bro.
Okay, it has a plus 42 to this attack.
There's no way it can miss. Bosses tend to not be able to miss it.
Yeah.
So come at me. I have the
Okay, that's
I
a
have the HP for it.
55. Okay. It does 304 damage to you.
Damn.
Wow.
I went down from 400 to 100.
You hear this compression of air as the many faces kind of turn. The vertebrae of this creature begin to lock into place as it looks down at you. Its mouth opens up and you see these very many mandibles and this void, this impossible to fill hungering void of where its mouth should be as it looks down at you, Stitches. And you can feel something being sucked out of you. You can feel almost as if the wind, the air is leaving your immediate space and going up into this void here. And you can feel the bits of the broken body of the chronophage begin to lash at you. They're cutting you up as it's coming up. Bits of rocks, anything that you can't hold down, part of your possessions, they come and they batter and bruise you as it's going up. I need you to roll me a will save.
Stitches loves will saves.
I'm running pretty decent with will saves. That's 37. 37.
37. With a 37, you're able to hold on, but you see that there's a ghostly image of you that is getting pulled out of your body and up into it. You are able to pull it back in. This is a potential future of yours that it just tried to take from you.
Mm.
What slight difference do we see in the appearance of this phantasmal image of you that almost got taken from you?
Oh.
Would be you, but slightly different.
Yeah. You know, why not? I think I'm somewhat older, maybe age, maybe 10, 15 years. And I'm missing my right arm.
Ooh. Okay. You yank down and you pull it back into yourself, refusing to let go of this potential future, this timeline of yours, as the collector of what should have been tries to take it from you. That is going to be the end of its first turn. The second turn that it has, because it is time locked, it will heal again. It has 2 legs. Okay. And then it's going to try to do the same thing. Let's see who attacks. I'll roll d4. All right, is this going to be the bishop?
Oh.
Okay, it is going to roll d20. 19 plus 42 is a lot. It probably hits you.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Okay, and then I'll roll for damage here. It does 129 damage to you. How are you looking?
I'm at 295.
Okay.
So fresh.
Similarly, you see the head just turn over towards you, looking down, and again, a vacuum essentially begins to pull on you. You see loose debris come whipping up at your face, at your body here. As we see a part of you slowly being sucked out of you, let me get a will save from you.
That is a 36.
Okay. You're able to pull it back into you, refusing to surrender a future of yours. What do we see that's different about this version of Bishop Barrymore that almost left you?
I think I look up into like the face of the collector and I see my own face, and the collector is actually pulling it. I'm not pulling myself away. The collector is pulling back from me. And I think Bishop goes, no, no, no. Take me with you. Let me be you.
Okay, that's going to be the Chronophage's turn. All of you hear this desperate cry coming from Bishop. Lath, you are the top of the turn order.
Yes. Okay. So I'm at the destroyed leg, yeah?
Yes.
And this is the one that's
gushing.
yeah. I'm wondering. Okay, so it's no longer I wonder, and I'm thinking of if there's a way to feed this back into the devouring flame now that it's going in reverse order. Instead of it being sucked up, it's now leaking. If there's a way to funnel it back in.
I would say that even on a cursory glance, you can see that as soon as the leg was destroyed, the devouring flame basically cauterized itself. So there is
Right.
no open wound into itself anymore.
What could there be? I would cut open the devouring flame to lead it back in. That's what I'm curious about.
Okay, yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay, I'll just give it the same stat block as the collector because I think that kind of makes sense. So if you would like to make an attack, I'll say that like a standard attack would be more than fine. The devouring flame is not mobile, so you'll be able to hit it automatically. But I will say that this will take three action points.
For sure. Absolutely.
Okay, so just go ahead and roll damage for me.
Okay. And I'll not count this as a stealth attack because it's not like it is aware or not of me. I'll do that. Okay. Not amazing on that, but that is an 18.
Okay, 18. 18 damage. You're able to essentially like stab your machete through. You can't really stab a machete. You slice just paper thin the smallest cut into the face of the devouring flame here.
Great. With that, then I would be pulling my bag open and like rifling through it, which would be an action point, but because of fast hands, it's an action rather than multiple actions to take things and put things out. So I'm effectively trying to put together a quick funnel and grab that part of the leg that is leaking and just start funneling in this energy liquid, more or less, into that slice. And I'd use all my action points to do that as necessary.
Yeah, that sounds great to me. So you're able to quickly manipulate your inventory to produce this funnel-like thing. It is a haphazard job. You see that some of this rich amber light, this almost like sap, is like coating your clothes, and it's all over your hands as you're setting up this funnel. But you're able to secure this into place. Let's do a dexterity check here. I'll say
Yeah,
that you
that's good.
get it, and it is going to be set up, but we'll see like how effective.
How well? Yeah. Because I realize that now. Yeah, that would be like using the like tent materials, the waterproof tent, like I can't think of the phrase right
Like
now.
a tarp?
But tarp, yeah, effectively. And tearing that into pieces to kind of funnel it. I'm using my body to. That's why it's leaking all over me.
Mm-hmm. It's a very
okay.
physical effort.
Yeah, for dexterity, that is a 30. Oh, that's an 11 there. Not 30. 46.
Okay, 46. With a 46, I'll say that you like get in there, and this feels pretty secure. It feels like it's going to do what you want it to, but the nature of like just having to position yourself, this sap is getting all over your head, all over your clothes. There is no way to essentially avoid this whatsoever.
That is fine. Just again, continuing to see the title of that book of my life burning too bright and shrugging and continuing.
Do you like turn your head towards the sap, or are you trying to shy away from it?
I'm not turning toward or away. I'm focusing entirely on the devouring flame. So if it happens to be, I'm kind of thinking of like standing under a waterfall effectively.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the whole like you're in the shower and you put your hands up to your chest so you can hold up the water and then you let it go, kind of that sort of thing where I'm using my body as part of the funnel.
Ooh, okay.
Because it's catching more of the liquid that way.
Okay, I love it. All right, let me get a will save from you.
Absolutely. That is 29. Not amazing, but not horrid.
All right. So that's going to be your turn.
Yes. I would look over to Beatrix and just get the next one. I'll funnel this way. I have to be here.
All right.
Stitches, you're up.
I think at the end of Lath's turn, like a TCG player, at the end of your turn, I activate. I'll use my immediate action to enter landing stance 1, which makes me exit landing stance 2, which gives me a free attack.
Okay.
That is I believe that's a 56.
Okay.
56.
That's a hit.
Dealing 51 points of damage.
Okay. This is to the
I've been
fresh
very
leg.
kindly. Yeah, I've been very kindly deposited right at the fresh leg. So I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm then going to, on my actual turn, enter lightning stage 2 again. And entering that stance lets me attack again for free.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a 58.
That's a hit. Can't believe this
Doing
is
44 points of damage.
Okay.
Because it's my turn again, I get my immediate reaction once again. So I'm going to use my immediate reaction action to enter lightning stage 1. Lightning stance 1, which makes me exit lightning stance 2, so I get to attack again for free. That is 56.
That's a hit.
Doing 91 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use 5 action points for an iterative full attack.
Okay.
Which lets me strike 4 times. So let's do that. That's a nat 20. That's a confirmed nat, right?
Yes, so let's confirm it. So go ahead and roll again. And you have to just hit.
So that'd be a what is that, 17? That'll be a 39.
Okay.
Oh,
that's a crit. Okay.
Nice.
Awesome. All right. So that was your first attack on your fresh turn. All right. So we'll do that in a second. So we got 1 crit.
Okay. Boop. That is 44 for the
Okay.
second one.
That's a hit.
You're taking 20 away, so this is a 40.
40?
Yeah,
Yeah,
40.
that's a hit.
Okay, and then next one is we take away 30, I believe. That is, I don't think this hits. That's a 34.
That's a hit. So all 4
Oh,
hit.
okay.
Ooh,
All 4
okay.
hit.
Okay, so for your crit, let me look this up again. Okay. You increase the highest damage digit by the crit factor, which will be 2. So go ahead and roll your damage as normal, and then we'll apply it.
Yeah, with the applied crit, it'd be 116 damage.
Okay.
So ready
160.
with the applied crit on it.
So that means it would have been a 86.
It was a 90. It was a 96.
96.
at
Okay, so it's
first.
116. 16. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Whew, it's not looking great.
This next one, 84.
Okay.
Next one, 23.
Okay.
105.
Okay. You have absolutely destroyed this leg. Tell me what it looks like as you, without breaking a sweat, just go about this. And especially with your crit, make it brutal.
In one turn, I did.
It's 6 seconds.
I guess in 6 seconds, made 7 attacks. With my lightning
few. Good
starters
lord.
plus the 4 attacks. So you see in quick succession this black reddish lightning trailing behind the fist strikes from the ring on his finger. You see a blur beside you, Bishop, and I think if we've worked for a while together, you've seen this before, especially when you get serious, of just this tunnel vision on the mark ahead of him. And he's striking with such precision that if you're able to see this blur, you realize that they're not striking like up and down the vine. It seems to be the same pinpoint spot over and over and over again with such force and precision that it starts to cut away. It's just as if he's striking over a blade, despite it being his blunt fist slamming into this thing. And with the crit, I'll say it'll be the final shred that the crit comes in. You see it slam into it, and there's a moment of silence before there's almost like a burst with like a sonic pulse and boom come at the other end of the vine as it erupts. That'll be my turn as this same.
Go ahead.
as I almost immediately, the moment almost before the vine, this severed leg hits the ground, my eyes are focused onto the next one. I'm already in motion, and actually I can just move towards it. How far away is it from me?
It's about 30 feet.
Okay, I have an ability called quick set, which lets me use 1 action point to move half my distance. So I use that to move up there, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. As you, with concussive force, blow a hole right into the side of this vein here, you see that amber liquid just whoosh, go in a spray. Essentially, this battlefield that you are on, the obsidian dirt here, is just covered with this molten sap all around you. And there is a sickly, sweet smell of burnt honey and ash that pervades this area here. Next is going to be Bishop.
Yes, well, Bishop, as Stitches is punching the heck out of this leg here, Bishop is right behind, staring. Yes, do your thing, Stitches. And as it bursts and Stitches begins moving away, Bishop is already just locked in, moving towards this gushing of amber fluid. And I guess, Stella, before I do anything, I guess, like, Bishop Barrymore is assuming that they can just begin to suck the energy that's coming out. That's what they're trying to do. Is that possible in this moment?
Yes, especially because Stitches has opened up a fresh wound here, and there is creation magic just leaking from this. There's a couple of ways that we can do this. You can try to essentially do a much more controlled repossession of this power by using your current powers, or if you literally just want to step right underneath it and let it wash over you in a much more chaotic and, I'll say, it'll be uncontrolled and absolute. Whereas the
Yes.
yes, okay.
Bishop has been dreaming of a moment like this for decades. Having to step foot in that lousy church every day to say my blessings to a deity I didn't even believe in. The deals I've made, I've come so far. They reach out their hand, and as they reach out their hand towards this gaping wound, um, they're casting rend minor wounds on themselves, and you start to see their gray, pale, um, uh, hand just very like gaunt, reaching out and beginning. The skin begins to peel away, and the moment that they touch this fluid, that's coming out, they cast for flavor. They are casting cure minor wounds on themselves, basically harnessing this liquid into them. And as they're doing this, Bishop Barrymore has taken off their robe, and everyone sees just the gauntest man, just a huge kyphosis in the spine, just curled over, their chest a barrel, their abdomen sunken, and the liquid begins pouring over their arm as their skin is coming off, liquid seeping into their body. And what happens, Stella?
I need you to roll me a wisdom save. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
We're gonna. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna need a fortitude save and a will
Okay.
save.
Okay, fortitude first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wow, I'm rolling a lot of 14s. That is a 39 fortitude.
Okay.
And now will is a 7 plus 22, a 29.
Okay. So what happens here as you surrender yourself to this power, you having emptied yourself of color and making yourself an of a potential vessel for this new energy, you find that you begin to repossess color and it fills you in a way that it is like being rewritten. Creation flows through you and it is drawn to you as you cast these dual spells, destruction and creation, at the very same time. The shard itself responds to this most primal approach. It is perfectly in line with the way that it sees things, the way that reality is shaped here. And you see that you begin to glow from within as the light, as the sap enters your body, and you essentially begin a transformation. It isn't going to be immediate, but by the time it's your next turn, you are going to essentially look and feel like a completely different person as this power courses through you. So we'll get back to you in just a second.
Beautiful.
Okay. Beatrix, it is your turn.
Okay, for the first bit of my action, I would like to, now that I have the anchor, I'd like to do that arcane theory check to see if I can stabilize the space before I use magic again.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice. That is a total of 30.
Okay.
for my arcane check.
Okay, I'm actually going to say that this can only cost 3 because 2 of the legs have been destroyed already. You'll see
Okay.
that the stillness of this area, it's beginning to lose its hold. Things are fighting back. You see that there are sprouts that are trying to break free from the ground underneath you. The lightning that cracks overhead is trying to restrain itself, as if the world is trying to remember what it is, who it was in the weakening of the chronophage. With that arcane theory, you begin to pull your power into you and you work with the land instead of against it, instead of trying to control it. You are trying to bolster it. And you can flavor this however you like, but I imagine it's going to be something along the same ways of how you inserted color into the catacombs before.
Yep, I'm giving up some of my color to give back to the devouring flame.
Yes. So, what colors would you like to offer it?
I'm going to offer whatever amber energy I have. I'm pouring that into the anchor to have that hopefully stick and stabilize the shard.
Okay.
As much of it as I can, anyway.
Let's get a fortitude save from you.
Okay. That is 36.
Okay, with a 36, you can feel fatigue beginning to wash in what you push out. And you're able to keep yourself from suffering any kind of actual physical harm as you exercise your training here. And you've done this hundreds of times before, and you're able to keep it controlled and measured. And you see that color begins to manifest in the shadows around you. That grayness begins to fill out with what you offer into the land. And you can see that the bits of the devouring flame that are closest to you, it almost feels as if the gravity of it is reaching out. It seems to notice your presence and it recognizes what you're doing. So
Good.
we'll say that the weakness of the magic is going to no longer be in effect.
Okay. Once I feel that stabilization, I'm going to do something I've done before. I'm going to use exsanguination. I'm going to use the sanguine razor spell, which does cost me damage in order to cast it. But we're going to do sanguine razor again. So I roll once. The critical range is 18 to 20. So if I
would you like
if I
to
at least
aim
roll an
for the
18.
final leg or the chronophage itself?
Oh, I'm aiming for the chronophage itself. That's what I've been
Okay.
doing, so I'm going to continue
Yes.
doing that. Yeah. Oh, so close. It was a 17 on the die. 17
Ooh.
plus stuff. 17 plus 37. I hope that hits.
That absolutely hits.
Yeah, okay. So now that is going to be, I will roll my damage. That's the 2.8 still. Yes, it is. And this only costs me 1 action point to
That's
do this
wild.
ridiculous spell. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's super good. 994.
Okay. Very good.
With that attack, I lose 110 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Because I use my blood to do this. So you watch as I cut my hand again on the blade staff, and flick the blood at the chronophage, and it slices through, like a blade.
You can see that it takes a literal chunk of a mirrored vertebrae and it falls off and crashes to the ground again. I need
And I
reflex saves
think-
from Bishop. Bishop will be fine. Lathe and Stitches here. So that is going to be reflex.
That is a 42.
Okay. You'll be
So
okay?
40.
Okay, you'll be okay. Go ahead, Beatrix.
And I only have 2 points left, so I think what I'm going to do is, you know what? It's the finale. Go big or go home. I'm gonna use
You got
exsanguination
this.
one more time.
Let's go. Okay.
I'm gonna do it again. So let me roll. Please let me get an 18 or higher. Nope, not quite. 14 plus all the stuff from before, so that's like 40. No, that's like 40, almost 50 something.
That hits.
52. Okay, cool. And I'm going to roll my
You're
damage.
so close. You're so close.
I know. 488.
Okay. So as
And I
you
lose more health.
yes, are you still up?
I'm still up.
Okay. As you go about your second exsanguination attack, tell me what this looks like as you damage the hourglass like creation of its body, the main core of it.
Yeah, I think instead of cutting myself again, because I've already just done it once, I pull the blood, like blood magic from my wrist, and with one more hit, just slice through it again. It looks more like a blade this time because I've done it a second time. And you can see that even though it didn't cause me damage to stabilize, I'm losing color, both from the literal blood loss and also giving up my color to the devouring flame.
As this cuts through the air here, you hear a scream erupt from the chronophage, but not the kind of sound that explodes outward, but with reversal. The world jerks back for a heartbeat. You can see trees around you beginning to unburn, ashes becoming leaves. There are cracks that spiderweb through the creature's mirrored body, and as it shudders, the centipede spine of its glass vertebrae arch terribly, and you can hear the core of its hourglass tremble. The sand inside begins to flow upward, faster and faster, like a storm trapped in a bottle. Light folds into shadow and then explodes outward as time violently snaps back into place. The hourglass cracks. I need everyone to roll me a reflex save.
42 again.
Okay. 33, 42.
I was muted.
25.
62.
Okay.
62. That's
62.
crazy.
Nice. 25. Beatrix, you are knocked onto the flat of your back here. You're turning gray. You are spent. You feel a weakness washing over you. And as you hit the ground here from this concussive blow, you will feel a memory dislodge from you. You literally see the ghost of a part of yourself fall out of your body. What do we see that you won't remember?
That I won't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I think you see a much younger Beatrix. You see a child. As my childhood slips from my mind.
You see that this ghostly afterimage of you falls away, not within reach, but behind you, as the body of the chronophage begins to break apart in a shattering of mirrored plates that, instead of falling downwards now, begin to fall upwards, like glass constellations returning to the stars. Each one of these pieces, as they dislodge, holds a different world. You can see one where Bayona was completely burned and taken over by the chronophage. You see another one where you died, and another one where everything was still. And then suddenly, one by one, each one of these pieces begins to wink out of existence. A silence falls over the crater. You can see that the remaining vein snaps as the chronophage essentially collapses and begins to fall upwards, rendered useless here. All the while, Bishop Barrymore is changing. Can you describe to me what you look like as you absorb creation? You are still mortal, but you are different. You are remade. You can be any age you want. You can look like anything that you like. What do we see?
Yeah, I think um, Bishop has been waiting for this their entire life. The moment is here. As they are sucking in this amber god fluid into their body, we see just their gaunt frame, their sagging skin begin to get filled from the inside. Their skin becomes more taut. Their stomach that was sunken begins to get rounder and rounder as liquid is pouring into it. There's cuts and scratches from the fight before. Liquid is beginning to shoot out of it. Um, I think even as this beast is falling, the collector is falling, they're continuing to suck more and more of this into them. And I think as they are bloating, um, Bishop Barrymore, I think just becomes larger and larger. Just just like this liquid is filling their entire body up.
Sorry, I'm an adult, I promise.
We're
Dark
all
fantasy. Dark
teenagers
fantasy.
right
Dark
now.
fantasy.
Yep.
Dark fantasy. This is supposed to be scary. Okay, yeah, you become you embody youth, you embody vigor, you become stronger, more titanic in size and form here. How do Lath, Stitches, and Beatrix react? You see that the chronophage is crumbling into dust, literally wafting away back into the starfields, but Bishop is changed.
I have a question, and that will affect how Stitches reacts. Do things like this in our time of being a seeker,
Mhm.
or being seekers, do situations like this where mortal absorbs power beyond their capability often result in a curse?
It is not guaranteed, but it is a very slippery slope.
I
Lath
think in
has,
that case, I'll look to Lath and
yeah,
Beatrix.
Lath has a similar question. With the devouring flame, who in theory has gained some of their power back from having it funneled back into them. One, do they seem like they're going to survive? And two, based on their nature, would they be approving of what Bishop did or disapproving it based on them stealing this? Is it considered stealing or is it considered using for creation? Because that will be very different contexts here for Lath.
Yeah, so with you being intimately close to the devouring flame, having fed its power back into itself, you will see that the devouring flame is beginning to essentially condense. It gathers onto itself, becoming a more compact form, no longer a roiling, living sun, but something more human like with arms, legs, and a head. You see that it is a figure of flickering gold. And as you drop the funnel, this god made into a shape of something like you begins to slowly rise, and it looks to you. If it had eyes, it would be making eye contact with you. You would know that from the appearance of this, the devouring flame is saved. It will be okay. It is not under any threat of being unmade. And you see that it doesn't seem to even look at Bishop. There's no hesitance, no apathy. it simply is, just like the rest of this place. Things are meant to be unmade and made again, and this is perhaps the most natural thing to happen. So it doesn't even the repurpose of its own power doesn't make it even bat an eye.
Okay. That's good for Bishop then.
If I may, Stella, I think as like there's kind of a pause with the group in this moment, and as like kind of the fluid slows down, I think Bishop, bloating like whatever that character is in Willy Wonka, it like from that their body begins to grow and they get taller and taller, 10, 11, 12 feet tall. All of that fluid is kind of sucked into their own form. And they go from this large, like rotund individual into a like svelte, athletic body. And I think in this moment, as the devouring flame begins to take more of a human form again, Bishop Barrymore falls to a knee, bowing to this god, and just begins weeping and says, "My lord, what will you have the first task for me?"
The flame turns towards Bishop, and you can see that it lifts up a hand almost in a gesture of recognition, a gesture of welcome, a sign of acceptance. And it turns to address the group of you at large. For each and every one of you, you can feel beneath your feet the world inhaling, a settling of the ground, a cooling of the air. You notice that the ticking has stopped. For the first time since you arrived, the forest all around you stops changing. It simply exists. It breathes. The flame will reach out a hand and it touches, I imagine, your shin or your knee, whatever is closest, Bishop, here, in a gesture of gratitude. And a spark begins to lift from its other hand as it holds it out to Lath, recognizing that you are born of this place, that you are tied to this place. A gift, they say. A piece of Bayona that will remember your name. Use it only when creation must rise again. You see a spark, an ember, floating above their hand, not entirely unlike the one that you had found in the marketplace, but something pure, something more refined. You see that though the exterior is almost like a gem, inside is this unbridled power, just roiling inside over and over and over again. As the flame offers it to you.
I graciously accepted, taking in both hands and then lowering my head and then just holding it to my chest.
Okay. You
Uh,
can add to your inventory Spark of Creation. It is a one-time use object that can create something out of nothing.
It's finale. Use it right now. Make a burger.
I mean, what else would I do with it? Clearly.
You see that the flame turns towards Bishop and says in this impossibly cool voice, exist, breathe, move, eat. I command you to live. Live to your fullest, live without regret.
Very well. I think the bishop turns to their group now like 12 feet tall, this amber light emanating from their skin, their face younger and stronger than you've ever seen the bishops, their eyes black and cold, unrecognizing you all. They nod as they look at the group here, and they say, "Thank you for taking me here. My journey with you all is complete. But if you ever need me, I'll be wandering this wretched shard. All you do is call, and I will come and provide as much aid as the devouring flame bestows upon me. Thank you."
I'll turn to the bishop, kind of looking up at him. Just go, yeah. See you later, old man.
The bishop will go down and grab their robe that they took off, and they'll toss it to you, Stitches. And as it's rolling on the ground, you hear the jangling of keys or some sort of metal inside. And if you pick it up and you look inside, it is like a small ring of keys, and you know exactly where to go. You know exactly the church to open. You know exactly the place to find some good shit that the bishop has been storing for quite some time.
I'm gonna rob the hell out of a church.
As the light of this place begins to settle, a thin shimmer appears at the edge of this crater, like a heat mirage on cool air. Beatrix, I think you're the first to notice this, your eye just immediately drawn to anything azure, as the blue of the herald is almost a blur, as if sucking the amber out of the too bright surroundings. You see an illusion, you see a manifestation, something faint, the herald standing there between existence and memory. It's standing off to the side, so if you wish to speak with it, you'd have to step over to it.
Yeah, I think while all of this is going on, Beatrix is going to step away towards the herald.
As you approach,
Is it done?
its voice is quieter, softer now. It is, "You changed the shape of what should have been. You wrote something new."
The answers. Take me with you.
You cannot go where I will. Beatrix, your story is not finished. It is not done. You must rest while you can. Time is moving again.
All right. I will continue my studies. And they look disappointed. I think Beatrix's true goal is to stay on Chino.
You can see that this image of the herald just fades as if released. And it just goes quietly without a goodbye, without any drama or fanfare. Just gone.
I turn back. I'll probably return to the party And since we're not in combat, I'm just gonna teleport. see if anybody notices that I was gone at all.
I think Leif through all of this would have been just kind of watching, especially the bishop, who probably isn't called the bishop anymore, even though that's the first name. It's still, Leif is always referred to them that way. Probably actually respecting them now, and goes up and, I mean, probably, I don't know if you're still kneeling or not, but definitely reaches up a hand to shake it and kind of just wanting to, maybe understanding is finally happened. Whether or not they take it.
Yeah, the bishop will reach their hand down and hold Leif's in theirs. And will look you in the eye and say, "Thank you for allowing me to become what I've always wanted to be. I will always be in your debt."
Leif nods and bows to the devouring flame as not wanting to waste their time. They've got a lot of work to do.
See,
Looks at the rest of them.
the devouring flame has already turned into a great serpent of light and is just wobbling away. I don't know why I said wobble. Slithering away.
It can wobble. It does what it wants.
It does what it wants.
I think the bishop begins to follow it into the forest. And I think when they're on like the forest edge looking back into this kind of crater, they'll look back and they'll say to Leif, "I hate this freaking shard." And we'll step into the forest and vanish.
The three of you are
Well, I
left.
guess- Well, I was gonna say, Beatrix will look at Leith and say, "Well, I guess not everything has changed."
No, some things are constant in their change, I suppose. Well, shall we return, report back, and rest up?
Yes, we should. I looked to the anchor we used to get here. Is it just here now? Like, can we not use it anymore?
You still have the anchor. It's still
Okay.
permanent and intact. You will see that the sand that was moving through it, that was flowing upwards, is gone now. So it is just a regular lens with silver filigree. It still has its magical power, but it is no longer associated with the chronophage. It is associated with this place instead. And in terms of anchors, you each have an anchor back to the Riftwell in Valais.
I think without any further fanfare or drawing things out, I'll pull not that anchor. I'll pull my own from my cloak and open up the portal. We need to go back.
Yeah. Love to stay here, but duty calls. Unless you'd
We
like
need
to
to
stay,
report.
Stitches.
Oh, Stitches already walked through the moment Beatrix opened the rift.
Saying that and seeing that you're completely gone already.
Some things never change.
As the veil opens, it's not violent or forced. It's more like a curtain being drawn aside. You can see Valais through it, the quiet, stubborn amethyst sky of home. You see that the path appears calm. The colors no longer bleed. The light no longer screams. Bayona lets you go with a sigh. Stitches, you step through without any resistance whatsoever. You step out into the cold, prismatic room of the Riftwell. Who goes after Stitches?
I'd motion to you, as I want to get one last look. But if you don't go, then I would go after.
That's fine. Beatrix will step through.
Okay. Laith, as you are alone for a moment, you can feel the weight of the gold that has settled onto your clothes. You are draped in dark colors with a slash of red, but you feel a heaviness on you that wasn't there before. It isn't necessarily an uncomfortable thing, but it is like an experience, like wearing a heavy memory. And you get the sense that the closeness that you've had with your god, with the iridescent, it has changed you in some way. Perhaps you aren't able to actualize it yet, but being so close to the devouring flame, your body, your soul is not going to forget that anytime soon.
Yeah, after a few moments, Laith considers not going through the portal, but then reluctantly does leave and steps through.
As Laith steps through, as the camera lingers in Bayona for a moment longer, we see it pan over to where the devouring flame is slithering through the forest. The sound of Bishop's footfalls not far behind it. For a moment, the devouring flame stops. It cranes its head up and it looks up into the sky. In its eyes, reflected faintly, is a single glimmer far across the starfields, a shard of swirling azure and amethyst light. Something far away watches. Something remembers what should have been. And somewhere, out in the dark, a clock that once stopped begins to tick again. And that is where we're going to end our session of Call to Power.
Mm.
Woo! Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much to my lovely cast. And thank you so much to Hedron for sponsoring this limited series. Thank you so much. That was our finale. We are going to go around and reintroduce ourselves. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part was of either this episode or the series. And we'll start with Brandon. Hi.
Oh man, hello. My name is Brandon R. Kim. You can find me there on the social medias. Man, I mean, I think for me, Stella, just like the world you built, like the, just world building is fantastic when there is so much space to play within it. And there were so many things for all of us to grasp onto, even in this like short run of a series. And I think that it just is a world is really good when you can quickly grab onto the tropes and the things you want to. So it was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And please make sure you follow all these lovely people. I'm dropping their links in chat. And if you're watching us over on YouTube, it'll be listed underneath the video. Thank you. We'll pop on over to a Domestic Dan.
Hello, I am Domestic Dan, and now I have a mouth. So stuffy. I made that choice. It's all on me. Yeah, you can find me Domestic Dan all over the places. I do a lot of lifestyle and variety content, and much of which is tabletop RPGs on many a channel, which is just an absolute delight and pleasure. And this system was fun, especially for, as we have loved to say over and over, as one of the math gays. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's been fun kind of getting to test the system and see some of its weaknesses, because every system has those. And it's an alpha that we got to play, which I'm excited to hear from those going to PAX Unplugged, where they'll be showing this off, seeing the changes that I know they've already made, because that's how these sort of systems work. And hearing back from Stella and those who were able to attend, what the like more updated, newer version will be like, because I'm very interested in this system. And at least for this one, kind of a little bit of an echo of what Brandon got to say was that, I don't know, the descriptions and the lore and the background is always my my draw to these. And even as it was ending, I'm like, oh, but there's more things we could do. Like, but it's over. Okay, well, I guess I'll have to ponder that on my own for a while because yeah, just every little bit that we've got has just been the taste of what this could have been. So just the overall everything of this world that you've created and built on Stella has been a delight.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much. To piggyback off of what Dan said as well, yes, if you're headed over to PAX Unplugged this year, in just a couple of days actually, please be sure to go check out Call to Power. They are going to be running very, very many games over in room 111. You can literally pop in, you can sign up on the website, whatever you so please. They are also going to be giving away a bunch of related goodies for the quest system over on paxu.projecthedron.com. The primary destination for it is also their info booth, which is going to be at 4036 on the convention floor. They are also going to be running a number of panels in room 109. So it's right next to the game room. You can check it out. You can meet the designers and ask any questions and play the game. I heavily encourage you to go check it out. But I'm going to pass it on over now to Dwack.
Hi, I'm Drac, or Draconics. You can find me on all socials at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQUES. I do TTRPG stuff, so just follow me there to find out what I'm doing at any given moment. But I think my favorite part of today's session, I don't know, I'm always a fan of villains potentially coming back. So the kind of cliffhanger of the ticking of the clock coming back was very interesting. If you want to see a season 2, just hit up Hedron. Just ask Hedron if they tell them you want to see season 2 of the show. They could probably make it happen. Yeah, I think that's my favorite part. I really do enjoy the system. I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's more fleshed out, because we're kind of getting bits and pieces of it as they're making it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait for it to be like all in one spot, so you can like really dig teeth into it.
Yeah, we were only able to feature some of the character archetypes. We have the mage, the adept, and the athlete. There's way more that are coming, and they are all very unique and very interesting. Unfortunately, they were not available for our series here, but they will probably be coming soon, and it's very likely that they will be available for playtesting over in PAX Unplugged. Thank you very much. We'll pop on over to Mandy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mandy, or the Mandy, all over the internet. I do all kinds of TTRPG things, art things, writing things, video game things. Please follow me on Twitch. We just passed 1,500 followers here on Twitch, so yay! Super exciting. Yeah, and my favorite part, I'm so original. The world building was just so cool. I love color themed world building as well. I'm a big fan of that, and just the storytelling overall, everything that we've all done together. This has been great. I really enjoyed this, and it's a really cool system.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
and if you also enjoyed the setting, this is part of the Starfield setting that's in the quick start for this. So I can't take total credit. I did do a bunch of masonry on my own just because it's so cool. And I was like, oh my God, I want to dig my own hands into this. But you're more than welcome to check it out over on the quick start. That's going to be it from us. Thank you so much for being here, and have a wonderful rest of your night. And if you get to PAX Unplugged, be sure to say hi. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.